Hello everybody and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will and we're doing the Sex Icon. We're back today for another episode of Warhammer, Spite of the Witch King. And we have everyone that we care about back of us today for another session. So let's go into cast and crew that matter and remind ourselves of who we are and who we're playing. We have Charlie back of us today. Charlie, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm frantically typing secrets in behind screen stuff. Yes, I'm good. I'm really excited to be back here playing the Warhammers on Wednesdays. Best combination. What a cool Cthulhu game as well. But yeah, I'm playing Darcy, the barber surgeon, who currently has a high elf captive and is deciding that she doesn't want to go back to the city where the assassins are and where the people whose ship we just trashed are. And she wants to go make a deal with the Spite Witch, the king's mother. I mean, Spite Witch might be a good description for
Spite Witch is pretty quite accurate, actually. Yeah, I like it. Oh my god, love it. And we have Jim back with us today. Jim, how's it going? Jim fucking Davison.
How's it going? Up until about 15 minutes ago, I was having a terrible day, but it's getting better, and I'm glad for that. And it's nice. I'm back today. I made a decision about 15 minutes ago, coincidentally, to play a different character for the rest of this particular mini arc. And today I'm playing Mahabrin, a witch elf, and we will see what sort of drug-crazed, bloodlust sort of, I don't know. I mean, like, they're the witchiest of witch elves, so we'll see. Yeah, but that's who I will be playing today.
Awesome. And last but not least, we have Pruitt back with us today. Pruitt, how's it going, my friend?
It's going all right. Conversely to Jim Davis, up until 15 minutes ago, I was having a great day, and then sad news at the end of Call of Cthulhu. But that's fine. We'll soldier on.
Conjuration magic for you. By the way,
that is baleful. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So anyway, yes, I will be playing everyone's favorite killer and deal maker, Geiger Grimheart. He's, he might be going through a bit of a thing right now. They had a great plan for the arc, and then his part of the execution, he'll never write about ever. No one will ever know unless they saw it. And so he might be having a bit of I wouldn't call it an existential crisis because he's not smart enough to have one of those. But it's something akin to that. So let's see how far he devolves today.
Sweet. So let's go over a couple of things before we kick off today's game. The first of which is, of course, we're sponsored here today by fantasygrounds.com, our virtual tabletop of choice. You can go download it for free on Steam or on their website, fantasygrounds.com. There's a free Warhammer 2nd Edition community pack that you can download, and there's a fourth one. The 4th edition one is being worked on at the moment. As of now, we're using the 2nd edition one because we're playing 2nd edition. Furthermore, winandgames.co.uk is a go-to destination for tabletop board games, war games, and more at up to 20% off the retail value. And last but not least, go and check out diceenvy.com, www.diceenvy.com. You can go check out their subscription boxes. You get mystery dice sent to your house every single month for as low as $5. They got a bunch of different packs there, so if you want sexy, beautiful dice, you can get those as well. And of course, if you haven't already retweeted this tweet, go ahead and do so now. Make you feel good about yourself, and you'll validate part of the reason why you're here today. Also, you can donate to Fellow Game as well by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and oh so much worse, which I love to throw at these people in order for them to die. So, a little catch up on where we are in the story as things stand. Boy, there are just plots upon plots upon plots at the moment. And it's working out well for this party as they are in the midst of a hostage negotiation, let's call it, as they have managed to capture, last week, they managed to capture Felafir, a elf, who happens to be the son of a very important high elf, and they've decided to. They've decided to take him to Grond to meet with the Witch King's mum, Marafi. What could go wrong? The party have been a little bit split in the past, but this is definitely Darcy's and Geiger's plan. Right now, Gareth's character, Ives, is running off to go and find Jim's other character, who is initially playing in a campaign. So that's where he's gone. He's running off. So it's Geiger and Darcy with this hostage elf. They're going to meet with the Witch King's mum to see if they can strike a deal there. Of course, along the way, they've pissed off pretty much everyone. So they've got a whole lot of enemies on their radar right now. Geiger in particular pissed off Fetin last week by stealing this high elf Felafir. And Fetin definitely knows that there's some deception going on there. And Dark Elves, as being deceptive as they are, it's pretty common in their nature for these things to happen. So you've got them as enemies. The Shade Arrows maybe are enemies, maybe they're friends. Along with, God, what was his name? Began with a C. Not Corzel. Sivin Fellhand as well. The Fellhands. Yeah, maybe pleased with you, maybe not. Who knows? So that's where things stand right now.
Technically, we fulfilled our part of the bargain. The Black Ark didn't make it to shore.
That is true. Yeah,
but Fetin's prize survived. This is the thing. You got to keep everyone in a state of limbo to the very end.
And for the Shade Arrows, we are slowly working on our plan to overthrow the Fellhands.
I think it's working perfectly.
We were told we had time. Dark Elves live a long while. So people are just looking at the narrow picture of the matters right now. They're not seeing the bigger scope here.
Yeah, it's been like 5 days.
I think the only person that could be pissed with us right now is the Witch King. And how bad could that be?
Yeah, it's totally going to be
It's
totally
not like
fine.
he's known for his fight or anything.
Crap, was that the title of the show? My bad.
Damn it. Foiled by the title again. Well, let's pick up then with Darcy and Geiger on the shores. You're southwards right now. You're close to the Great Arena on this road, on this map rather, and you're close to the Chill Road. You parked up on a beach after escaping the Black Ark. You're with Felafir, this young, arrogant high elf who's apparently nonetheless very important. You've broken his nose and then unbroken his nose.
We didn't break his nose. Ives broke his nose.
That is true. Ives also cut off his finger. Yeah.
That's why we sent him away.
A wooden face.
Yeah.
And a hole in his leg that I haven't fixed yet, but I'm sure we'll be fine. And we're camping under our boat.
Yes, you're camping under a boat right now. So what are you guys doing?
So kind of away from old fellow Fear there, so we can have a conversation. Darcy, I say we just kill him.
Why?
It just seems like more trouble than it's worth. We could just go somewhere else, get away from all this. I don't know. What do you think?
But then we have nothing. Then we've sacrificed everything.
You're absolutely right. You changed my mind.
Good.
So
I
where do we
think
go
I should
then?
take another look at that leg of yours. You may be running a fever or something.
It could be what it is. I'm not sure as my usual assured self is. Yeah, why don't you
What's wrong,
give that a go?
All right.
Well, I mean, it all
like-
started when I was a preteen, and and he starts listing off all the grievances that people have done him wrong over the years, because he keeps a meticulous list. They're all thanked in the afterword to his book, The Art of the Kill, and so gotta
Don't worry
rewrite
about
that.
that half the book that you lost. It's all in here.
Yeah, you're right. All the words are up here. I just have to rearrange them in a better way. Yeah.
Well, in good news, haven't looked at your leg again. I think I've patched it up a little. You should be able to walk if we're going to continue to grind as we discussed.
All right, yeah. You sold me. You're a fierce negotiator. So how
Well,
much
it
better does my
helps.
leg...
It feels 2 wounds better.
Nice.
Unless you're not in critical, and then you can roll a d10, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was lightly wounded.
Oh, then roll a d10.
Yeah.
Find out.
Come on.
Doesn't it add? Oh no, never mind. I'm getting 2nd and 4th edition confused because
Right.
in 4th you would add your intelligence bonus.
What if we add my intelligence bonus? That's +5.
Yeah, it was just a flesh wound. It was just a flesh wound. Like when he actually got down there, like the arrow, like an arrow just went clean through. So he's got a little hitch in his hip, as they're wont to say in these parts. But otherwise, he's no worse for the wear.
The only thing that I am questioning, Geiger, is if we wait for an Ives and the other.
Here's what I'm thinking. If Ives is half the killer that I think he is, I think he'll figure it out and he'll catch up to us. So I don't think we need to worry about that. I already sold Galazal down the river, so I'm not really too keen on meeting back up with him.
Oh,
and besides,
I missed that bit.
Don't worry about it. It was a moment between Fetton and I. It was necessary, though, to maintain the fiction that got us to where we are right now, which I have to say...
Geiger.
Yeah.
Let's sort a moment between you and Fetton. We did find a little bit out about his preferences just now.
Oh?
I have concerns.
Concerns about what?
Well, who are you really dealing with here? Me or Fetton?
Oh, I'm dealing with you, for sure. Fetton, he seemed like a guy on the rise, right? Somebody you want to hitch to their coattails, things like that. But if we were able to knock off his arc so easily, maybe he's not as powerful as we think he is. I mean, really, we just proved the point, did we not?
Well, we know his mother, not wanting to name Marathi for obvious scary reasons.
Oh, you mean
favors
Marathi?
him. Aye. That one. Favors him.
Ah, that's perfect.
And the elf did say that Fetton has magic.
Well, then we need to go to her right away.
All right, then.
Because in the end, what we can claim, like Fetton, what did we do? We got your guy where he needed to go anyway. You're welcome. We did it quicker. And we threw your enemies off.
Aye.
But I guess back to your original point. Yeah, who are we scheming against here? I know Shade Arrow hired us. Fellhand hired us.
You don't know who you're scheming against.
I think, Geiger, after all this discussion we've had on this beach, from a little while ago and from just now,
yeah,
we're scheming against just about bloody everyone. And we're just working on coming out on top. Aye.
Well,
it's the dark part of Dark Elves.
I mean, it's right there in the title, right? And it's the first part, so it's got to be the most important. And I do like coming out on top, so we scheme everyone against each other, let them fight each other, we pick up the spoils.
Aye. Whole cities.
No.
Just houses.
Darcy, we. This is a team effort.
Oh, sure. We can have whole cities, not just houses.
Yes, I like it. Who needs just a house? I want at least a block.
Now you're on board.
Yes. Can build
Geiger
large
apartments.
buildings. No, just say Geiger at the top. Big
Just
gold
Geiger.
letters.
Geiger Tower.
Yes, I like it.
Geiger Hotels.
Maybe a casino. Yes. So, question. How are we going to get there?
Good question. For once I remember of geography in this land, we of course could go up the coast in the boat. We still got our little row thing. But that's hard work. We could walk. Also hard work.
Yeah. I was thinking about stealing like a wagon or something like that.
Yes. Or we negotiate. We're good at that.
Yeah, hey, whatever word you want to call it. We do that, we get a wagon. Plus we can keep Golden Boy over there out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind.
There's something not far from here. We can go, we'll head in that direction. Anywhere but the city.
Yeah. Certainly there's a farmstead or something down the road here. Do you want I should go maybe scout about? Do you want to go? Doesn't matter to me. I don't think we should leave old I don't even want to like refer to him as anything.
We'll all go.
Okay. Better put a bag over his head.
Nah, we'll just leave him in my mask. The bag's more conspicuous. People start asking, who's under the bag?
You know, you're right.
And a mask's kind of scary, and it makes you think plague doctor or got a disease and lost half his face. Something horrible that you don't want to know about.
That's quite true. The first time I saw you wearing it, that's exactly what I thought happened to you. And I felt very sorry for you at that moment. I was relieved to see your face when you took the mask off. Shall we set out?
Yes.
And so Geiger will go and help pick up Douchebag, and we'll begin heading out. Keep a close watch on him.
Yeah, you guys begin your trek northwards then, and to be clear, you're trying to find a farmstead or something that might have a cart. For you to take.
Right. Yeah, like a horse and a cart, just something to get him out of the way.
We could even go as far as the arena where they're likely to have some sort of people transport options too. There's no farm nearby.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Okay. I showed you a message, by the way, Jim, in the chat, just for ideas bringing in the character. But so the two of you set out, and you're going together, and you're keeping him with a bag over his head, presumably, and he's bound, and you're just like moving him between the two of you.
He doesn't have the bag. He has Darcy's mask on, and he probably has like a hood from a cloak or something. We'll throw a wet cloak on him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the two of you move towards the great arena, which is this edifice of obsidian rock, where very much so sort of Colosseum of pain, where slaves will be taken to fight against one another, and there'll be champions and the like who will distinguish themselves and win the favor of the Witch King or even Marathi. So you spend the best part of this day traveling onwards. You will spot, and in fact, I'll allow Jim to introduce how you will find or come across your character, whether or not you have like a cart or anything that you're traveling with, or if you're on your own.
You'd hear her before you saw her. There's a piercing scream that penetrates through the snow-covered pine trees around here. It causes crows to fly in every direction and snow to fall off the boughs, but it continues, and then interspersed with that is the slap, slap, slap of some type of leather or something. Leather on flesh. But you'd hear that if you keep walking, eventually see someone sort of kneeling on the side of the road, a small crowd gathered around them, and their piercing wails and cries interspersed with a hymn of some sort. I'm not actually going to do this. My throat is in terrible shape, but imagine it, if you will, with all the power of your potent imaginations, players. Fellow players, I'm not the DM, and an audience. My head's where it is. That's what you say.
Came back in on that one.
I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore.
I work in these environments. So Geiger and Darcy, that's what you guys hear first of all, and then you're going to spot. What you guys doing?
All right. Yeah, we hear them singing Henry VIII as we walk up, and Geiger will kind of look over there, try to see like what, like is it someone like just like doing like self-flagellating? Seems like
it seems like that. A rather lithe and athletic looking dark elf woman. She wears the holy vestments of a bride of Cain, and has a very dark crimson robe that's sort of pooled around her waist. But she's kneeling on the side of the road. It appears as though a group of, just travelers are watching her, this act of devotion.
Oh my.
Sort of small crowds gathered.
But she continues, if no one, if everyone observes the holy ritual, which I expect they will, because these swords aren't for show. She'll finish her flagellations and put away this very thin, almost vine-like whip that she has with little tiny barbs on it, and put her robe back on. It's not battle, so she can't wear her vestments and has to cover herself, lest Cain be jealous of those who see her, and the like. She'd have to kill you anyway. So,
she's already taken my heart.
Why don't you go? I'll keep an eye. And Darcy's kind of wrangling the high elf off the side of the road towards some shrubbery.
Now you said that there was a small crowd around?
Other travelers and the like, Okay. Imagine cold one riders, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Geiger will just kind of linger about, waiting for some of the crowd to disperse after the end of the most blessed ritual that we all bear witness to, or witness. Excuse me. And he'll go up to this lady of Cain, this bride of Cain. Such piety I've not looked upon in quite a while. Who might you be there, O Holy One?
My name's Mahabran, brother, and I see that you too have undergone the sacred rites. Are you headed towards the arena?
Oh, maybe there, maybe a little bit further, I don't know. We're traveling about is dangerous in these times. Where do you hail from, if you don't mind me asking?
I hail from the altar of Cain himself, and it was there that I was given birth. What life I had before that is of no consequence.
I understand that completely. Going through the initiate trials as they are, it tends to wipe all that away and replaces it with what matters.
Yeah, she takes a big snort of something from a ring, and,
Geiger looks expectantly, and he leans forward, cleans his nose, rubs his gums.
Everybody here, if anybody's going to the arena, I'd be happy to assist you. This is my annual pilgrimage, but I'm always happy for the company, and you never know what will happen on the road to the great arena.
That is true. I mean, we'll be passing at least by it if we're not going to stop there. So, maybe we can travel together and hope that someone steps out and in our way.
Wonderful. And she seems just full of pep and just strutting down the road. Is the high elf out?
He's kind of behind a bush right now.
So, that scene in What We Do in the Shadows.
I mean, the color of his skin is gonna, betray his race if you took that.
He has so much color about him.
Yeah.
He must be ill.
It's okay for people to know he's a high elf. It's just not okay if they know which high elf he is.
Sure. Okay. Sure. All right. Yeah.
He doesn't look
high elf slave or
enslaved.
anything.
Yeah, he doesn't look immediately enslaved. So he may be a slave of enough prominence, or has made himself useful enough where they don't constantly chain him around.
Well, then Mahabran might ask if they're alone, or do they have any of their attendants about, or perhaps I interrupted something, or perhaps, and she lets that hang.
Yes, perhaps, indeed. But your presence would be welcome. You can never have too many dark elves by your side, especially when traveling with those that are less than.
Well, of course. Well, hopefully their time is mercifully short upon this world, and perhaps we could even have some sport when we get to our destination.
Yes, perhaps.
And is Darcy in her mask?
The high elf's in her mask.
Okay,
Darcy is
that's right.
just-
Okay.
And to be clear, is he gagged? Presumably he
Yeah,
can't
there's
be...
like a
Yeah.
lot of
Rig-
shit in his
something
mouth,
in
there.
and the mask is tied on over the top.
Yeah,
He
he's
talks
gagged.
a lot. We found this out on the beach last week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You
just
just
the
go on.
talker.
Yeah. In
And we
that
don't
case,
want him like biting his tongue either, so it's important to like fill that mouth.
Keep going.
right. I was gonna say, in that case, Mahabran fills the air with talk, and is just a chatterbox the entire way. Do you know that if you drink enough blood, it's not as exciting as they sound. It's quite grotesque after a while, but you have to undergo the entire ordeal. That's part of what I call it is King's blessing. Yes, you know.
Blood turns the stomach, you know. You can only swallow so
does.
much before it makes you throw up.
You can only swallow.
Yeah,
so
learn
much
it.
from it.
It was one of the trials of the initiates, in fact. We had to feed on each other's blood. It was me and Ives, one other, that only survived. Thankfully.
It's such- Well, I mean, once you do something like that, those are people that that you at least think about before you consider betraying. I think.
He's a good battle brother.
Oh, is he? And she starts looking around for this hidden second initiate assassin who.
He's off on an assignment, don't worry. He'll rejoin us later.
Okay.
Tell us, on the subject of betrayal, whose house do you serve exactly?
I serve Cain and the priestesses who represent him, the Hag Mothers. The houses and their machinations are for the Witch King and his court.
Yes.
And his
nobles.
mother's court.
And indeed his mother's court, but the intrigues of the houses please Cain, for they produce a great many offerings for him. In that sense, betrayal is one of his many gifts to us.
Aye. And she looks at Geiger.
It is the gift that keeps on giving.
It does. It does. I assume then that there are secrets that you wish kept, but it seems. And Mahabran seems, I don't know, she seems very intrigued.
Yeah, Geiger, like learning Mahabran's allegiances. He might give Darcy like a look that would suggest, like, oh, maybe we can use her. That'd be a good find.
Yeah, Darcy is definitely like weighing it up, nodding, and then shaking, and then shrugging. Tell us, do you happen to know where we could get a wagon?
There's always a spare handcart or two if you have someone to push it. But there's a market for those kinds of things in and around the arena. All manner of little exchanges go on around there. It's what makes it so delightful.
You see, the ugly slave we got with us is destined for a market. And you know, they don't like it when their feet are all blistered and ugly. They don't want to slow us down.
Yes, he's one of these bookish types. He's not used to all this walking. He doesn't revel in the pain like we do.
Yes, well, I mean, you could put him on a wagon if you want. It's your choice, rather. It seems weird. I would just make him walk, or if you needed to, drag him. But you know, if you care that much about, I mean, it's okay. What you do with your pets is not my business.
And Geiger will kind of like look around and kind of lean up to the new traveling companion. Think of it more like a sacrifice. It needs to be in the best shape, if you know what I'm saying.
I see. And she thinks about it for a minute and goes, I think just buying an orc might be your best bet then. You don't have to feed it as much as a horse or a
lizard. So just buy an orc and have him carry him.
Carry him, yeah.
That is true.
It's too stupid to try to run away or go anywhere or do it. I mean, it'll mouth off to you all the time. You just right there, right at the kisser.
I know, but I have a tendency to fly off the handle.
Slaves being sold nearby.
Just don't want to have to kill it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes they can get under my skin.
Sure.
It's the smell, really.
Oh, yeah. Well, the carts are right over here, and I get, Muhammad being familiar with this place will just sort of lead you around, I guess, what might be like a market or something that exists around here. I figure, like, there must be something.
Oh, yeah, there are, like, pretty much every village has, like, a slave market and a dark elf.
I feel like two dark elves can't get together without, it's like trading Pokemons. That's bad. I'm sorry, guys. That's really bad. I'm in a dark place.
Things got dark for Pokemon.
Pokemon was no joke for Jim Davis.
First off, I feel for those Pokemons. We should emancipate them. But that's not going to happen at the Great Arena, I don't think. Right over here.
But yeah, Geiger would want to, taking under advisement this advice about buying an orc, he'd want to find the best deal. So, obviously want to look at prices of horse and cart versus one orc and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can get horses. So, like, cold ones are the more desirable pet or mount, I suppose, in that sense. And then there are also, like, giant spiders in some places of this market, because the Great Arena is basically where loads of slaves are sold. So this is like a big sort of hub, large marketplace for all sorts of exotic.
I know how you like spiders.
How deep are your pockets feeling?
Oh my. Well, I haven't had breakfast yet, but, feeling pretty deep.
But you like keeping your leg right.
I'm sorry. But I like what?
Keeping your leg.
Are you threatening me right now?
Well, I'm more suggesting it's a good idea to pay your doctor and keep her happy.
Okay.
And she didn't exactly pack gold to go and do what we just did on the thing with the thing.
I mean, I figured you would have just grabbed some gold while you were in the room. That's where all the gold was, right?
I was busy grabbing other things.
I mean, there's a time and place for everything, Darcy, and I'm not one to tell you your business, but, when gold is about,
Geiger.
You can at least have one hand free.
Geiger, it was
I can pay for whatever you want. I still have money, yes.
Good. I want
what would you
one.
like? You want the one with the spots or the stripes?
The stripes. They go faster.
That is true. And so Geiger's going to go over to the spider dealer. I'm not sure what that's called.
The spider.
The arachno trader.
Yes. Yes. And see if he can procure a striped spider for his doctor and companion.
Absolutely, you can. Yeah, it's a giant spider. I think the stats are maybe in the bestiary of the second edition. If not, we'll find the expanded one maybe. But yeah, you can nab up a giant spider. They're like relatively cheap. As for a cart, if you're still looking for a cart, you could find a coach. It's more the closest thing you'd probably find.
So how many people can the spider carry? Just one or two?
Two comfortably, yeah.
Well, I mean, And he kind of like looks back in his pouch, and he goes back over, and he's gonna throw out a few more bits for the spotted one. And
I'm so happy.
now we can all
I've never had a mount.
now we can all travel. If the good bride doesn't mind, well, we can pair off however you'd like.
Yes, how do you feel about the Grand with us? Geiger likes you.
You've brought us luck. We found spiders.
Oh, to Grand. That sounds fine. I'm sure that there's something there in Grand that I can get up to. Yes. Yeah. I'm free, of course. I don't have to check in with anyone or worry about anything like that.
Except for your god, of course.
She says just random.
Yes.
I'm totally not an agent of anyone.
Yeah, just totally a free spirit, not beholden to anyone or anything in this world.
Yes.
Darcy is busy stroking one of the spider's 8 legs and talking to it and showing off her bracelet, which was given to her by the priestess, and basically has like 8, I imagine like 8 legs that come off of this charm, and the 8 legs are like impaled into Darcy's wrist, which she's kind of down with because she likes various piercings, so for her it's like a giant piercing for her arm. It's fine.
Yes. The spider kind of like, in response to seeing the bracelet, sort of has some kind of interest or reaction. You see its giant poisonous fangs bared.
You're a good boy. Good little boy.
What are you guys going to name these 2 giant spiders?
I'm so excited.
You got one spots and one is stripes. I think Darcy's the one that's the stripes. Geiger's got the spots.
Yes, but mine has stripes. Tony the spider.
I think I'll name mine Ives. Because I miss him.
Well, when you get back, you can marry him, alright, Geiger?
I just feel better by my side when you go through what we went through, okay? And, yes, I finished top of the class, but who's asking, right? But you form a bond, right? Just saying.
Oh, he's right. He's right. Me and my sisters, we do anything for each other. You know, we really would.
Well, let's take these for a spin.
Super uncomfortable silence.
Geiger, why don't you go with your new friend, and I'll take our less than exciting pet, and we'll go down the road.
Darcy, that's why I like you. You didn't even make me ask, because you know how I feel about it.
Darcy leans in and she says, I know how you feel about cuddles. And she climbs up onto the spider.
And Geiger's like taken aback. Oh. And he has visions of him and Darcy being spoons.
The spider just like reaching in and just all right.
And so Geiger will mount up on Ives and offer a hand up.
Fuck me, what a sentence.
Yeah. Margaret will mount the spider Ives as well. And where? Oh, to Grant, yes. We're not even going to stay there. One bout?
I'm sorry,
she seems very disappointed that we're leaving the Great Arena so soon. Not even one?
Well,
Geiger, you could join in. You could show off your skills and promote your book.
That is true. It is true. I need to scale back the promotion a bit since I've kind of taken a step back as far as drafting. But more experience it's basically like editing. You know, it makes me better. Better with sword, better with pen.
makes all of us a little bit stronger in certain areas if you have enough of it.
There's a sort of announcer who's like, come right up. Who wants to take part in the next games? This one's great. There's rising levels of blood throughout the entire arena. It's flooded, and then there are ships that come in, and then there are more slaves, and you kill them, and then there's the Hydra.
The Hydra.
Hydra,
We
you
have to
say?
stay for the Hydra. We have to at least stay through the Hydra. At least.
All right, I'll do it. I'll kill the Hydra.
Oh, how grand. Amazing. I would love to see that. And she's like she's like, we should go talk to the announcer. And starts to try to get like the reins of the spider towards where, reach to reach around Geiger and, grab his reins and get to where the spider's going,
Absolutely.
That just came out that way because I'm just having a day.
Came out that way because Freud was right. Anyway, so we'll go over to the announcer.
Darcy's gonna go over to our spider and say, I just heard a whisper on the winds. Your name's gonna be Tigger, alright? I liked Tony, but I like Tigger better. Thanks, Chaos Chorus. You have the best suggestions.
You get over to the announcer. So, do we have here any willing contestants or unwilling as well? That slave there, we could take him. Point towards that high elf fellow fair in the mask.
No,
Be
no,
good. I'd like to eat him.
he would not even be a good meal for the Hydra. It would spit him back into the audience. You'd get complaints, have to do a couple of refunds. Maybe you don't reach your quota this month. I don't know. I'm not an announcer at the Great Arena. But what I am, good at killing.
Oh. Well,
What can you do with that?
I can put you in if you like. The winner takes home all of the treasures and the favor of the Marafi herself.
Well, seems like we could do a little bit of that, couldn't we? And he kind of like, not so slyly winks at Darcy.
Aye, that we could.
Battle Sister, would you care to join me?
Oh, why not?
I mean, what's your idea?
I was just wanted to watch, really. I didn't think we were going to actually get in there. But, if you're going to just let anyone in, then I'll come in.
Think of it, sister. You're all warmed up now. You got your arm in.
Well, that's true as well. Let me give it a think, then. All right, I'll do it.
You think fast. I like that.
Yes. But there's no need to spend a lot of time. Does it involve violence, then it pleases Cain.
So, 3 of you are entering. What about this malcontent slave here? Shall I throw him in?
Oh, someone needs to watch him.
Perhaps
Darcy,
I should watch him.
I could throw him in a cage for a while if you want to look after him.
Oh, I think it'll just be the 2 of us. Darcy, you still have a bit of that cough, right?
Yes, and I'm a doctor. It's better if I keep all my fingers.
That I can agree with. So,
Yes.
the two of you then.
Yes.
Not sure why I lingered on that one for so long.
Yes, just the 2 of us. We can make it if we try. Don't we worry.
He's like super intently staring at your fingers for a second. Right, yes. Very well. So the 2 of you. Good. And what name shall you be fighting for? Is there a house that you shall fight for? Or in someone's honor or for your own honor?
I'll leave that to you, sister. Would you like to fight for Cain?
Oh, yes. Yes, I would. Yes, we fight for blood and death.
Yes.
It's the thrill of it. Because it's terrible.
Preferably not your own right now, though. Everyone else.
No.
In the end, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yes, as long as the
She,
blood
like,
flows.
takes robes and she draws her swords.
Like a Wonder Woman transformation.
Right,
Like, dark elf
But
proportions.
somehow there's always blood that kind of flecks out when you rip your robe off because you're always
Well,
bleeding.
it's like all
maybe.
crusted from her back,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, it just like gets over everyone around her like Shamu. Not that bad.
It's like I'm in the first row of a Gallagher show. That's
She
a
comes
dated
with a
reference.
splash zone.
Yes, yes. Don't worry. It's going to be the whole arena this day. Trust me. And, yeah, so... Whose idea was this again?
It was my idea to watch one, and then somehow became you fighting them.
Because I'm in character, and he would have totally misunderstood you. That's why.
No, she was
that's
talking about
amazing-
watching a bloodbath. We're like, oh, you
It's, it's an amazing moment right there. That's method as fuck.
All right, beautiful. So you two are sent down to the Bloodworks, which is basically the waiting area beneath the pit itself, through which the blood is drained, and the other participants are there down there training, and there are all sorts down here. All in all, there are about 20 of you who are going to take part in today's arena, and this group of you, made up of various different slaves, but also, free soldiers, mercenaries, and those fighting for a house. Most of the people down here look pretty well trained in the art of murder, some of which are most likely professional gladiators who spend every day here. You've got your own little training area, which you're given. The announcer sort of shows you over this training area. You have 5 minutes to prepare yourselves. As I mentioned before, there'll be a lot of blood that'll pour in. It'll rise up above the mouth, so you're going to have to be able to swim throughout all of this. A lot of blood, you see. Mixed with some water as well. It's an interesting thing. But anyway, and then there will be eels, great eels, that will worm their way through water, and you have to kill some of them as well. And then, last but not least, some slaves, government, Hydra comes in. Kills all of you, or maybe you can kill him, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I'll see you in 5 minutes. If you need anything, tea, water, whatever it is, blood, just don't hesitate to ring this little bell, and someone will come right over and get it for you.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
really
fresh
very
thoughts.
good.
Yeah. Can I get a chai with soy hot, please? Thanks. And Geiger
just
begins
need a
his
little
pre-battle
water.
ritual.
By the way, this is really what it's like when WebDM asks you to go get them coffee. Just saying.
Just a little, it's giant. Yeah,
It is my life.
water. And she does a lot more drugs in those 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
So,
Geiger's actually...
like when you ask someone to get a coffee, Jim, just while you're getting a coffee, he's going to do
Exactly
a bunch
like
of
Jim.
drugs.
Exactly like I did. So what Geiger's going to do though is you said this is a training area, so I assume they have like weapons and maybe like helmets and stuff or whatever. Yeah. He's going to take his helmet off and put one of the different helmets on and take his kind of cloak off, just to. I mean, anyone who sees his battle prowess is going to know, oh, that's Geiger Grimheart. But he's going to do his best to try to maintain an air of innocuous whatever. Anyway, he's going to try to hide his identity.
Gotcha. Anonymity. Yeah, okay. Sure
That
thing.
one.
What is... so Meher is taking drugs, that's fine. So after about 5 minutes' time, and we'll say, Darcy, do you want to be in the audience somewhere watching?
Is there like an area where the surgeons hang out in case we can like save any of the body parts?
Sure, there's like in the Bloodworks, there's like an area where the doctors and surgeons are ready to just like slice off limbs. It's a lot of what Dark Elf surgery is. Just slice it off.
Oh yeah, that's why we got the big knife.
Mm. So yeah, you
Okay,
walk into
cool.
like the
Yeah,
doctors
that's
club,
fine.
and there are like 5 other doctors like turn to you, and one of them seems to be like the head surgeon, and she's like, "Oh, so we have another doctor of us, it would seem." She looks at your like medical kit.
Aye, just for the day, just taking an interest.
The
Apparently,
drama of house plays
Good
out.
ideas are just taking over today. But I can tell you right now, no one in here has lupus.
Yeah. seemingly satisfied with your diagnosis, you're allowed into the ranks of these other so-called doctors who set to work. So just like cutting off limbs of slaves and stuff like that. It's whatever.
That's the only thing I learned from watching House is that no one ever has lupus, which
Right.
isn't even true.
Yeah, my uncle has lupus. All right. So,
Anyway,
lol. All right. So here, because I planned all of this, I have a map of what a Colosseum looks like, which I drew myself 100%
Sweet.
in advance because I was so prepared.
Boom.
it's as if you knew we'd have a terrible idea like this.
I knew everything that was going to happen in this game, and I saw all of it. So here's your Colosseum. Let's find some tokens for you guys, shall we?
Some tokens.
You guys are going to step out into the arena. Arena. Let's get rid of that. And boom. As you know, you guys hear like a trumpet call go off, and you know the other gladiators begin to move their way towards the upper levels of the arena. And it's fine. So you guys can use. That's a dark elf, kind of. Have you guys this end? And yeah, but I don't have any tokens loaded. All right, well, that's fine. Left can be.
I'll be the dark elf.
Okay.
Yeah. Who wants to be on the left? Who wants to be on the right?
I'll be on the left.
Classic.
I guess I'll be on the right.
Always on the left.
I tried to upset the universal order of things.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I can find another one here in a sec, but yeah.
I can't believe we're about to fight in the Grand Arena.
Yeah, so you guys got a couple of moments before you're like truly lifted up onto the stage. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, so I'll if there's a shield, I'll find one, if only because it can, you know, I'll find the one that looks like the most, like the biggest spike on it or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll put a knife on the end of the shield, just for that, because yes. All right.
So wheat. All right then. Bring that over there. Boom. So you guys enter into the Colosseum and you hear the roar of the crowd erupt around you, and you see just thousands of adulants, dark elves, just praising the fact that there's about to be bloodshed for Cain or for whoever, for the Witch King or for Marathi. Cheers and yells all around you from this huge crowd of freed dark elves or slaves alike. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going to enjoy some bloodshed here today.
I have a question, really well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Looking around the stands, can we see banners? Can we see like if there's a dominant presence here of like Witch King, Cain, Marathi?
Yeah, like there are different sections. It's like football teams, I guess. There are different sections of the crowd who are interested.
Sports. Okay, but there's not like one that's like the massive. This is Witch King territory. This is Marathi territory.
Yeah, it's like people might be cheering for different things in the moment, but they're not going to give away their allegiances quite like football teams might. It would be unwise to chant for one over another too blatantly, I suspect, because you know that's how you get to pick out who's an enemy of yours.
Sounds good. Okay, thank you.
No worries. Anything else is there? Yes, yeah, Geiger and Maharin are at the center of the stage, and are you guys showing off the crowd, or are you quietly getting ready for death?
Well, I was going to say, Geiger, he's usually not one for belief in other things other than himself, but in this instance, he will mutter a quiet prayer for Cain to guide his blade and for Marathi to watch his back, for they have a prize that she might want, and he still has yet to deliver it.
Okay. Sweet. And so he announces this, everybody, I hope you're all ready today for a feast of blood, a frenzy of chaos, and some Hydra action. And everyone's like, fuck Hydra, man, fucking Hydra. Like, this is fucking sick. Like, we fucking love Hydras. It's like Hydra Wednesday, yeah, fuck yeah. And everyone's getting like really fucking hurt. There's so much drugs right now. It's like you're at it's like you're at a concert or something. Like, people are like getting fucking mashed. Particularly those in the front row, some are like trying to lean down to get closer towards the blood and the action, and people are calling out to you in particular, trying to scream out some encouragement or just cries of death. And says, "Let the games begin!" And as he says so, push out from the sides of the arenas these metal slabs are the stone mouths of a hydra, which are kind of moved out from the walls. The mouths open wide, and huge torrents of blood begin to gush and pour inside the arena itself. And there's so much of this blood. And by the way, this floor is more like stone or sandstone than it is just sand, like a dark obsidian, and the blood flows across it. And from each of these different heads from around the arena, blood begins to fill and pour out. And then from the same heads are gigantic eels. No. They are massive eels. They are huge in a sense. They're certainly not the size of your average eel. And they begin to, if I can rotate down, there we go. They begin to move their way out from these heads towards you. And I won't place the other 20 tokens of the other dark elves that are fighting with you, but you can imagine that they are also there. And so at this point, the blood is up to your boots, but it's quickly getting more, higher and higher. And if what the announcer said is true, then shortly it will be above your mouths. So let's roll some initiative.
Nice. All right. Let's see. Jeez. I have another 16 initiative.
I have a 9.
Darcy, I don't know if you want to roll initiative. If you see yourself getting involved, you can, or if she's sitting back.
I could roll it just in case she needs to emergency snipe something with her bow, but just.
Okay. So yeah, that's possible.
10 plus 4. Yeah, for the most part, Darcy's just standing back and letting them do that thing.
Alright.
Okay. Alright, so we have...
Keeping an eye on our little high elf buddy.
Yeah. Guy gets going on a 9?
Yes.
Sweet. And yeah, I'll write Darcy in there on an A just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And the eels go on a 10. Alright, so let's see. So Maharin, you've got blood up to your boots, which is pleasing, first of all. That's just a nice bonus bit of flavor for you. Ask yourself.
It's
there
really
is an eel.
Thing.
It really brings it all together. It brings the whole outfit together. An eel immediately to your right and one to your left that seem to be coming towards you and Geiger, and there are more all around this arena as well who begin to get into combat with the other combatants.
Okay, so I'd kind of like to. There's other gladiators and pit fighters and things like that in here. Is there? Gosh, I really want to try to kick someone into one of the eels and kick the person from it face down into the blood and see if the eels aren't distracted by a meal. And so that's what I prefer to do.
All right.
What that would be
smart.
If I think maybe I'll use
totally Hunger Games, right?
I think maybe I'd do a charge act, a charge and then kick or something, get some power behind it, because yeah. All right. What do I need to roll? Just roll an attack.
It's probably an attack roll, and we'll have that be to like stab someone in the back and then you can kick their body in. Oh yeah.
All right.
So
I take that blood-soaked boot and plant it in the back of one of the pit fighters ahead of me.
Just like everyone's like eels, and like some of them start to form like shield walls, or some of them like draw out their weapons and they're like fighting as a unit. And then Marin just looks over, swords drawn, and just stabs this dude in the back of the neck. He just falls forward towards this eel, which just whips around his body, and they just contort around his whole body. I mean, their body mass is about as long as a human, so they begin to wrap themselves around almost like crocodiles in a death grip, begin to like roll over and like bring him down into the blood. And you just hear his wails and screams. There's a huge cheer from the crowd, and you hear the announcer say, "Cain will be pleased for this betrayal." But can his companions see fit to the task as well? And Geiger, these snakes are moving towards you, so that's their turn. What would you like to do?
First and foremost, is there any high ground in this arena? Are those like pillars in the middle? Yes?
Absolutely. These 4 pillars are some Anakin Skywalker level high ground.
Oh, totally. And I want the high ground, okay? So he's going to start heading towards the nearest pillar, that one there on the right. And he might even, as he's running by, take his sword and kind of slap like a spray of blood up to the nearest dark elves or slaves that are next to him to kind of like make them an easier target for the nearest eels, as they're not kind of paying attention.
Yeah, sort of cause a distraction and make the eels' attention pull towards them.
Yeah, but
sure.
If you know what I'm gonna do is I'll just do that.
Okay. Yeah, you like whip the whip over towards the group of them and splash a bunch of blood onto them, which seems to draw the eels in towards them, and you hear their cries as they begin to fight with the eels. Okay, Darcy, anything you want to do at this point?
No.
Okay.
She's
just let me know if you do.
out. Sorry?
You could just let me know in the future if you do. I won't have to ask you everyone.
She's busy checking out doctor's tools and things, keeping an eye on the high elf.
Just checking out tools and shit while they're fighting. Alright, swing back round to the top of round 2, Marin. You got an eel pretty close to you right now.
Alright. She's going to rush towards it and try to like meet it and use its momentum to deal some damage to it, and hopefully kill it, or at the very least wound the shit out of it.
Architect Origins as well. Thank you for that donation. £20, magic item, and an enemy for Geiger. Details in chat. Love it.
Sweet. I'm just going to charge so I get the bonus and go with that.
Let's do it.
Sweet. So that's going to be. So that's I think 3. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Successful doesn't matter. That's 32.
That is going to be a hit. Let's roll the damage.
Oh, 5 damage.
Right on.
All right, these eels. Luckily for you, these eels aren't armored, but they do have a little bit of toughness. Nice. So you swing down the sword towards it and cut into it. And you hear towards you. It's large.
Keeping my shield between me and it. So gross. But all right, nice. I don't have a second attack.
Okay. So it's gonna bite back at you, trying to pierce through the shield. It's gonna do a 360-degree spin before it does that for some reason. And let's see. Let's roll D100. And it succeeds on its bite attack. Is there anything you'd like to dodge or block?
I have a dodge, which I will attempt to dodge out of the way. And the dodge does not work.
Ooh, dang. All right.
A
total of 9 points of damage on your 87, which is your right leg.
All right. Sweet. You said 9. All right. She takes a bite on the leg.
I guess she's not particularly well armored. She's just like super fast. So yeah.
Yeah. She's got like armor on all the useless parts, like bracers, collar. I mean, she's got like a leather collar thing, but most of it's skin. She's
bites into your leg, and it just begins to like tear out, rending flesh with its mouth moving back and forth. Now we're gonna have Geiger getting assaulted. Oh my god, I roll so goddamn well in this game. I think I'm blessed. Geiger, it's an attack, and as you can block or dodge.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I just upped my agility. I'm gonna go ahead and dodge blow on that. Damn it! Did that roll twice? Fuck. Okay, so the first one is a big old fail.
Dang.
I don't like it.
You want to use a fortune point?
I'm gonna use a fortune point because I'm going to change my stars. And god damn it!
I could change stars. That's
Hang on.
success.
Success. 13 was success. Yes. God damn it! I swear I'm gonna get an index too.
Yeah. You touched the blow as the eel comes in and just snakes away from you at the last second. All right. Brings it to Geiger's turn.
Okay. Geiger will take a swipe at said eel, return the favor, so to speak, and he'll let out kind of a joyous "ha-ha!" And what the hell is going on? Like seriously,
You rolled your toughness and your weapon skill there. That was a 7.
Okay, so that's a hit. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, my mouse is flipping out right now. So it's gonna be 7 damage.
Nice. 7 is enough to cut down this eel next to you. How do you want to do that?
I will bisect it like lengthwise. It just kind of snipes at me, and I just bring my sword and catch it right between the eyes, and now there's 2 eels that part. A spray of blood covers me from head to toe, and I let out a roar to Kane.
Amazing. Okay, that swings things back round on round 4 to Maharin. You watch Geiger bisect this eel in twain, leaving you with the soul of an eel left standing.
Okay. Yeah. I will attack this this next one, just regular attack. I don't know why I rolled a parry, but same difference. I'm going to use a fortune on that and re-roll that 71.
Let's do it.
Oh, no luck. So, missed on the thing, and so she is going to use her remaining half action to try to make it towards one of the pillars. She'll, like, just slash and move. That's what she's doing.
All right.
Slash.
Okay, the eel's going to get a try to bite back at you. And misses on a 61. Slashes out through the blood, which now at this point is up to your waist. Geiger, it's your turn.
Okay. And by the way, last round I attacked and then moved a little closer to the pillar.
Sure.
So how close is he now to that pillar?
If you're the one on the right, let's move it down. Let's say you're like here. You're close enough to climb up to it if you want.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and move up. As long as there's no other eel around, he'll keep an eye out and begin climbing the pillar.
Alrighty. And Maharin, you watch Geiger get to the top of the pillar.
It looked particularly difficult.
It doesn't look particularly difficult, no. They could probably
decent handholds.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there just one?
There are 4 of them here, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right then. And I'm not going to sweat it. If it's my turn, I'll run. If there's whichever one I was running to last time, she'll just get up to that one. I was assuming it was a different one than Geiger was going towards.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to the one on the right. I was going to cross and try to take her pillar.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. I think I was checking this. She got confusing. There you go.
Gotcha.
So Maharan up here on the left with Neil and Geiger on the right there on that pillar.
All right. So if there is, if I don't have to make a check, I'll just climb up there, and she'll like, I don't know, her legs, it's fine. Can't even see it for all the blood, and it's just gonna wait to see if the rest of the gladiators or combatants are gonna finish off these eels, or if the blood rising will get them to us at the top of the pillar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The pillars themselves are high enough up to not have been in the blood just yet, and you can see the other gladiators fighting around the arena, some of which have been taken down. Probably like half a number right now, with the other eels haven't taken them down. And at this point, as you guys rush up to the top of the pillars, the announcer says, "But wait, there's more. Nobody expected this latest development. A follower of the brick, Jerry." And these words don't mean too much to you, and at the same time, they mean so much. As you see a man, the cries of Jerry begin to go out around the crowd, as this crazy fanatic just bursts his way through the crowd, a wild follower of the cult of Jerry, wielding a blood-stained brick in one hand, which is glowing with magical runes. And he immediately spots Geiger, who's at the top of the pillar, and begins to move his way towards him. And
Darcy runs to the balcony on the doctor's area and is like, as she sees the cultist of Jerry.
Absolutely, he's going to roll a d10 into an instrument.
Never heard of
I
this
had no
cult.
idea they'd made it this far.
It's at the end of this round. Okay, so so I think that was Maharin's turn just then. Eels are effectively murdering the other gladiators, taking it to Geiger's turn. You can see the brick man to the north, represented by this brick token.
Gotcha. So he's still making his way there. Well, I mean, if this guy's a challenger, Geiger's gonna go ahead and just pull his bow out. Just be like, might as well soften him up.
He looks like an actual cannibal.
But not a Shia LaBeouf.
Shia Jerry. Yeah.
God damn it! And so I miss. It ricochets off of his brick.
Yeah. He holds up the brick and it just like pools off of it. His holy symbol defending him in this moment. And he says, "Oh, fuck off!" Anything else you want to do, Geiger?
No, he'll just he'll put his bow away and get his sword and shield ready.
Beautiful.
And answer the challenge.
Okay, Darcy, is there anything you'd like to do?
Darcy would like to talk to the doctors about the spread of the cult of Jerry.
It's rampant. It's a disease that they've noticed across the human lands, but it hasn't really gotten this far. They know that this specimen is a wild one-off that they managed to capture from a human land named Minden.
It's an import. I see. What a relief.
Okay. The Jerry cultist is going to move towards Geiger's pillar, and when he's close enough, he's going to throw the brick at him. So he's going to lob a brick up at Geiger. And holy shit, that seems like a hit, if you can dodge that blow.
Are you going to allow me to dodge that? Okay.
Actually, can you dodge projectiles?
I'd let him as a house rule, but I think standard you can't.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense to me that you can dodge a brick coming in.
Like a brick.
A brick is different than
not a bullet. But
yeah, that's not an arrow. Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You just move your you see the brick coming, and you move your face into line with it.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna use my last fortune point. He feels the tug of the Witch King's mom or whatever at the last second.
You know what it is? It's like Geiger's like, why is the sun gone?
So 8
like
on that one. Yes. So I passed.
Yeah, the brick's coming in like here, and he's like, wait. Yeah, no. At the last second, you tilt your head to the side, and the brick flies past your head, and then the cultist reaches out his hand again, and the brick comes sailing back towards it, and he grasps it once again in his hands. All right, that is Maharin's turn.
Are there any enemies nearby? Or really any combatants or anything?
It seems like this stage of the competition is about the Jerry cultist. There are still eels floating around, and there are still some combatants. In fact, 2 of them, and we'll get some more tokens here, 2 of them have managed to find their way up to these pillars as well. So there are still 2 combatants left in the fight who are not being swarmed by eels.
All right. I don't really have any ranged weapons, but I might just like. I think I might try to take this shield and throw it at. I want to throw it at one of the combatants and try to knock them into the eel, if that's possible.
He's just gonna like discus the shield. Yeah. All right. I think it's is there a throw roll in this game? Actually, it's just a ballistics skill.
I think it would just be ballistics, although I'm going to assume I am not proficient
Probably
with
not
shields.
proficient. Yeah.
So this will be, so my skill at this is half of 39, which would be, 19.
Half. Yeah.
Oh! Even at half, that's an 8.
You just get this fucking shield and just discus it across. It goes straight into this dark elf over here, and you hear and splash into the blood and water as it is destroyed by eels, and just pulled apart. And there's this huge roar from the crowd, and they announce a fine hit. And that is an incredible shot.
She'll ham it up for the crowd. She's a regular at the Grand Arena. She knows what they want and like. And I'm not Jerry. Jerry's a crowd favorite. I'm not going to try to go against Jerry unless he comes after me, in which case that's too bad.
For sure. Amazing. All right, so that is Maharin Geiger. What do you do while you're busy fighting a Jerry cultist who seems to be throwing a returning magical brick at you?
So does he not approach any closer?
At this point he's trying to climb back up he's trying to climb up the pillar towards you.
Okay. Is he close enough for me to take a swipe at from the top of the pillar? Or okay. Yeah, I'll just kind of like lean down and try to cut a hand as he reaches up, just to fuck with him on the way in.
These rules this week and last week have just been catastrophic.
Seriously, what did you do to the Warhammer Gods Brew?
Can someone give first in that 20 so he can do something?
I don't know what to do anymore. I'm really trying to think about working this in. Don't worry, Geiger's going to be despondent for the rest of this whole fucking thing. It doesn't even fucking matter anymore. Can't even write a book. You're about to see the fucking fall from grace here.
So the Jerry cultist jumps up onto the pillar with you, and the 2 of you are sort of, he said to one another, and he's going to try and punch you with the brick while you're up on this pillar. And he is going to hit you. You can try and dodge this blow.
Alright. What are you going to do, right?
What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? These dice today. These dice. So, hey, you see this cannibal's wild eyes filled with the power of bricks in them as he smashes you across the right arm there on the 34, I guess. So he smashes you across the arm with a brick. and you take 9 points of damage as the force of 1,000 buildings hits you across the arm, and you stagger. And seeing as you guys are both up on this pillar, you can make me an agility check to not slip from the pillar.
You just had to add a roll in there, didn't you? I only took it.
I'm just thinking one of these you'll have to succeed. There you go.
All right, hey, it's the beginning of a streak. I can feel it.
Fantastic.
Well, at this point,
yes.
Could Darcy take a go?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I would like to climb up onto the balcony and draw that bow and just aim up a shot on this cannibal, because it's getting a little bit close to Geiger and I kind of need Geiger. So she's just going to prepare this shot to try and shoot the cannibal next turn.
Okay, you're sort of ready the action. All right. So people see you draw the bow. Yeah. People saw you draw the bow and the announcer's like, "What's this? A new contestant? Get her in the arena if she's going to fight." And there are sort of people who are trying to jostle you into the arena at this point if you're in a fight. So keep track of that. That will happen next turn, though. So that is Darcy. The Jerry cultist just punched you. So perfect timing. Macarin. Right now, what's happened is Geiger's failed about 4 rolls in a row. He's fighting against the Jerry cultist on this pillar over here, who's up on the pillar with him now. And the two of them are engaged in a brick-to-brick sword fight. Brick fight?
How high is the blood?
The blood now is reaching, it's only like 2 feet below the pillar. So it's a pretty easy climb up to it now. But the problem is there's eels in there.
Ah, yes, the eels. Well,
we can say that you'd have picked up some kind of ranged weapons, by the way.
I was going to say, yeah, I have somehow, and probably have 3 hand weapons and no ranged weapon. So maybe, maybe she got some daggers or
yeah, you can even throw those, yeah.
So she's gonna, as much as Mahabran likes, likes a crowd favorite, she can't have a filthy human slaying an initiate of Krina. So yeah, that's not gonna fly. Here we go. Oh, all right. I'm gonna use my last fortune on that one because I just
bring me into it, man. Just tainted gold.
There we go. That's a success.
Fantastic.
And here we go. I forget what the dagger is, the damage on a dagger is, but it'll be... Oh, Kane is with me today. That is Kane's Fury.
I think it's -1 on a dagger, by the way.
Strength bonus -1? Okay. Yeah. So that is going to be 18 damage to actual cannibal Jerry, Brick Jerry, to location 12, which I believe is ahead.
That certainly is. It's sort of a critical hit there.
I have that chart handy if we'd like
Beautiful.
To check it out. All right, here we go. I will roll my 100 here, and we'll see what happens. How many points is it above?
You took how many?
I took 18 damage to the head.
He's like 9 over. Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
All right, so 9, and I roll. That's an instant. That's an insta kill, is what that is for Jerry.
Holy brickamoly! So here's what happens. Actually, you can describe this. Describe this for us.
All right. So, she's got these wrist daggers right in her bracer, and she's eyeing it up and tries to take her first one. She tries to go, then she thinks better of it and goes again, and it ricochets off the pillar and goes hilt deep into Jerry's eye, falling back into the eels.
Yum. And yeah, you just sink it into him, and he's fucking hell. As the one thing he leaves behind though is is this brick.
Don't touch that
brick. Leaves the brick on the pillar next to Geiger.
Yeah. That brick is cursed.
But he disappears into the eels and the blood. You're pretty sure that would have killed anyone.
Yeah, we hope. But who knows? Jerry is an enigmatic cult figure.
Sure.
And Mahabran will twerk for the crowd or something, you know.
Yeah, sure. Whatever it is Dark Elves do. So at that point, you hear another roar from the announcer who says, "Oh, well, they seem to have defeated the Jerry cultists for now and escaped the eels. Are we ready for the final challenge, everyone?" And there's this huge roar from the crowd, "Hydra, Hydra, Hydra, Hydra." And he's like, "Send in the Hydra." And as the crowd goes wild, out from center of the arena pops a Hydra. It's many heads glaring out and spitting poison and flame. This ancient abomination of chaos and fury erupts from the arena to a huge roar from the crowd. And it breathes flames out into the air, and it scorches and burns several people in the arena, slaves and alike, are just instantly burnt to a crisp from it. And there it stands. Rolls some initiative. And luckily for you, it's going at the end of a round. Alright, so that was Maharin. Geiger, you see a Hydra. And you know that these creatures are damn powerful and horrible.
Okay. The Geiger also knows what he just saw, and as he looks down at this accursed brick at his feet, his sword falls from his grip, and he reaches down to pick this brick up. And as one of these Hydra heads comes swinging in to bite at him, he's just going to try to waylay it across the face with this thing.
Give me that brick roll.
Hey, I passed! To 14 to the head! There you go!
That is amazing. Yes, so it's a D10, and it has like +3 magical damage.
Oh, +3 on top of strength bonus?
Yeah.
Okay, I think this should do it. Yep. Okay, so that's 15 damage.
Nice.
So Geiger just hauls off and just knocks the shit out of this Hydra's head, and then lets out a scream.
Nice. It is in pain as the brick launches out its magical power of Jerry, smacks into one of its heads, and you see its eyes bloodied and its head sort of crushed beneath the force of the brick. And as you reach out your hand again, the brick comes back into your hand, and it rolls out in pain.
And then I'm going to take a parrying stance since this thing has multiple heads, and so that gives me 3 dodges, or a dodge and 2 parries. Not that I'm fast.
No matter. Darcy, it is your turn. Oh, availability to these 3 pounds to give Geiger a crit before he dies with a brick. Thank you.
Thanks, Mom!
Thanks, Mom. Your turn.
Darcy is actually going to lower the bow and throw it back and turn to the ducks and say, "I was getting bored. But look, the Hydra's here now." And she'll jump back down off the balcony and sidle a little bit closer to that half-elf in case she needs to grab him and run.
Okay, roll me that attack roll if you'd like to.
Oh no, she didn't take the shot.
You don't want to take the shot. Okay.
No, she is not joining this fight. No.
Oh, good night, sweet princess. That is then the Hydra's turn, And it is going to feast on some others in the crowd as well. A couple of its heads are busy eating members of the crowd, too stupid enough or slow to evade its grip. But it is going to make a couple of attacks against you, Geiger. One is a hit. Just. The other is a miss. And the other is a miss as well. So it makes 3 attacks against you with each head. I remind you do have a critical if you wanted to.
I already rolled. Will. I'm as beholden to the dice as the next man.
If this is how Geiger goes down, it is an honorable death worthy of a book. Good God.
Somebody also has to write it, but god damn it.
This is hilarious because this was all Jim's new character comes along and is like, "Hey guys, you want to go to the arena?" And Geiger's like, "Yes, I want to fight."
I wanted to just watch. Geiger dragged us into the actual arena, but I could have said no.
Pride goeth before the fall. Okay.
It was a team effort getting us here.
It really was. You guys are all be very proud of one another. Okay. Hydra's natural weapons are so deadly they count as having the impact quality, which I think bites through some armor.
I think impact roll twice and take.
It's having advantage on damage.
Yeah, I think impact is having advantage.
Yeah, okay, right.
It's tough.
Okay, so 7, and the strength bonus is 5, so 12.
12?
Location, okay. Whatever it was I rolled. 14, location 14, which is the head.
3. That's 9. So I'm at 9. Okay.
So it just roars out and snaps you in the face. In a most spiteful fashion, you feel its teeth bearing into you, and its hot mouth breathing into yours. Okay, it takes 2 more attacks, but those are against the crowd. And it hasn't decided to breathe fire just yet. I'm going to ignore the rule that says that it can make 10 attacks each round, just for the sake of some balance. This one's been captured and enslaved. It's not feeling quite as peppy as its normal Hydra companion. I just saw this roll and it's like, a Hydra is so fast it can make 2 attacks of each one of its heads, which means it has 10 attacks each round. Alright, Marin.
It's been in the arena before.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's right up on us, right? I mean, like none of them attacked her, but it's like nearby.
Yeah, it's mostly annoyed with Geiger right now, but that could change.
All right, yeah. I'd like to fight the heads that are near Geiger, but here's what Mahabra wants to do. While it's distracted and no one is looking at her, are there any eels nearby that I can see?
Yeah, plenty in the water.
Okay, there are plenty in the water. I was trying to swim in there and like get on top of the Hydra. I don't know. Maybe I can just try jumping. What's
You can jump onto it. You're definitely close enough to jump. What? I mean, just looking at the map there, you could jump onto a head.
Okay, then I would try that, and I'm going to jump onto one of the heads that's attacking Geiger, and attempt to attack it instead. If I need to make a roll,
sweet,
I'll do that.
Okay, so you can roll me an agility just to jump on.
Oof. Standard failure. I have no fortune points, so she just barely misses the head.
Dang. Okay, so we're going to say that you jump on, but you're in a vulnerable position. So you're on the head, but it can get to you still, so it could bite at you. Okay. If you're on the head fully, it might not have been able to.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's Marin. Oh yeah, that's one action to jump, I guess. That's a half action.
So I'll take a standard attack with the other one and attempt to just like, I'm going to Mad Mardigan it and see if I can just drive my sword through its head to keep its mouth shut.
Yeah,
we'll do that. There we go. All right, so that's a 44 to hit. with the sword.
Sword.
11 damage.
Nice. Okay, nice indeed. And it has. Okay.
So here she is riding a Hydra head.
It's
And
beautiful. You just like its armor is tough even on its head, and it's it's just a damn tough like, scale hide that you're cutting through, almost like that of a dragon. You do manage to pierce through and cut, but it's not quite as deep as you'd like the sword to have gone. It doesn't get quite as deep as you'd like the blade to have fallen, but there you go. All right, that is Maharin Geiger. What are you doing, my friend?
All right.
Can the Grimbard survive?
I am going to. This thing bit me in the face. I'm gonna
Fucking did.
bite back. That's what I do. Geiger never says die. Until here in like this next round.
Well, mind you do have a crit.
I'm gonna. Oh, yeah, that's true. Fuck. You're right. I did have a crit. If you'll let me, I would have.
Wait, I would use it if you want.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that's
all right, cool. And so it's going to take 14 to the face.
Ooh, baby, that's gonna help. 14 minus math. Okay.
And kind of seeing his new compatriot in her idea, Geiger thinks that might be good to get in a better, more advantageous position, and behind this thing's heads might be a little bit better than in front of them. So he's going to try to do the same. He's going to try to jump on this thing.
Okay.
On its
Agility.
yeah.
Agility check.
Hey, what do you know?
Boom. That is a very important success for Geiger, who jumps on top of the head of the Hydra. Darcy, you've got Falafel, a high elf with you. Anything else you want to do?
I would like to look around for whoever organized this event to see if I can buy a Hydra.
The announcer, you definitely saw a couple of them being sold out back, when you were out there before. It's probably super expensive, but there are Hydras being sold.
Yeah, she's gonna duck out of there and go and talk to the people.
Okay. It's round 9, Maharin. You're on the... Oh, wait, the Hydra gets his turn. Sorry, oops.
With the high elf. I want to stipulate the high elf is coming with Darcy.
You ran away. No, yeah. So the Hydra is going to try and get a couple of bites in on Maharin here. That's a miss, big miss. That is a hit. Any dodge below you?
I have a dodge if you'll let me. Maybe she tries to just monkey around the thing's neck.
Yeah, on the creature's back. Yeah.
Let's see if that'll work. Yeah, that's success for the dodge.
Just about, and then the third attack is a miss. So these 3 heads try and come back around to bite you, but they can't quite get the hold that they need on you. And Geiger, a couple of bites coming in here. One bite, in fact, seeing as you're in the back of the head of the other one, so I can't get at you. 55 is a miss by a little bit, actually. Last one is he's going to move over towards this guy to try and eat the other combatants. And misses as well. A lot of bad rolls there.
Wow.
Snaps at the other combatant who's got a shield up. Alright, that is then Maharin's turn.
Alright, can I spend a half action to move into a position where not so many of the heads can get at me?
Yeah.
Try shimming up. Because I'd like to get in a position similar to Geiger's where it's kind of right behind one of their heads. And if she just needs to stick her sword in its eyeball or something, she might.
I agree.
She might do that. Do I need to make a roll for any of that?
Yeah, you could give me an attack roll for the eyeball stab.
Eyeball stab.
Damage.
Here we go. All right, 39 is a hit, and then come on, damage. Come on, Kane. Oh, no. Halfway there. 8 damage.
Oof. Alrighty. That is a little wound in the eye. You see its eye. I mean, you stab out the eye. At least
Yeah, maybe it gets like right at the right thing. She's looking for like a place to, a soft part to find, and is just now maybe she might even get so frustrated that she throws her sword in the water without thinking about it and takes out a dagger.
Nice. Oh, and thank you, Architect Origins, for this £10 donation. At this point, you hear the announcer kind of call out and says, "It looks like they need a bit of help. Unknown, an anonymous patron has decided to give Marin a gift." And the announcer has the spear, which is like a 5-pronged, more trident, I want to say, like a 5-pronged Hydra spear trident, and just like tosses it over the rest of the crowd from its high vaulted position towards Maharin, where you can sort of like snatch it out of the air. And it looks like that's going to do some damage when you use it.
Sweet.
Okay,
I think I'm out of action, though.
Yeah, that's probably Maharin out of action. So Geiger, what do you want to do?
Geiger, he's, you know, the only way out is through. So he's gonna just like hang it onto this thing, just wham, and just hit it on the side of the head with this brick, and try to take out as many of these heads as possible, or you know, at least break the teeth so it hurts less when they bite.
Yeah.
What do you?
Oh.
Yep, there it is. Of course. And so, yeah, he does that, and that's that.
All right. So at this point, the Hydra is technically bloodied. So you know, you're getting somewhere with it at the very least. But Geiger cannot smack out any teeth from the beast. They are well set in there more. Darcy, meanwhile, you're having a great conversation about how much Hydras cost. There's been a lot of inflation recently in Dark Elf economy. You know, it's like the house price, but Hydras are the price. So a first-time buyer for Hydras, it's really not easy to get your foot in through the door at the moment. But there are different schemes and sort of like government-assisted sponsorships, etc., for you to try and get a house and get the mortgage on a Hydra first. But it's not exactly a good deal, is what you're getting from this guy. I mean, he wants an arm and a leg.
As this conversation is happening and she's hearing about houses, like repeatedly, like Darcy's anger levels are just like inching up bit by bit by bit by bit. And she is gonna run over to Tigger, dragging the high elf. Just literally no shit's given to his safety at this point as she drags him. And she's gonna get onto Tigger, and she wants to just climb up and over the wall of the arena. She'll go down over this crowd. She needs to go and kill someone that's not this traitor, because he has the Hydras and she's not stupid.
Gotcha. So you grab Tigger the giant spider and begin to climb up the walls. Spider climb up the walls of the arena. You'll be there next turn. Okay.
What is it with elves and houses?
Takes us to the Hydra's turn. Who's going to, instead of biting everyone, it's going to try and breathe fire using its full action, and it's going to breathe fire out of its head, sort of trying back on itself, which in effect is going to hurt itself as well to some degree, but it's also going to require both Geiger and Maharin to roll a agility for me.
Why do you roll twice sometimes and not at all sometimes?
2 degrees success.
Nice.
Yes! I succeeded.
There he goes.
I'm gonna roll one for the highest. Who succeeds as well? The other combatant fella. The 3 of you all miss this dive out of the way of this huge blast of hot air and fire, which burns out from the mouth of the many-headed mouths of the Hydra onto itself. It roars out in pain as it does so. All right, you guys are somehow still alive. It's round 11. Maharin, you have a 5-pronged I guess someone in chat says
Pentadent. Yeah, Pentadent is what
so let's have a couple of features, which yeah, now so
elf. Only the Penitent elf will pass.
You can attack with the spear, or you can like launch off ahead of the Hydra spear, which sort of acts as like a fire attack. So you've got those two different features that you can use in the creature.
Oh, sweet. Okay, good to know for that one. I'm going to, because I'm throwing my sword away in frustration, and then out of nowhere she throws it away, catches a Pentadent, is like, a blessing from Kane. She's going to do something and just wants to take it right where the skull meets the neck and just jam it down in there as far as she can go, put her full weight of it against it, and attack with Pentadent. Here we go. Oh, no, not quite. Barely misses.
Dang.
All right.
That would have been nice, but that's okay.
That would have been sweet. And otherwise, she's going to look out for an attack. An attack that might be coming. Actually, no, she doesn't have a parrying weapon. She's good. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of that half action, but I'll think about it. I'm good. Now I'm just thinking out loud.
It's so good. Geiger.
So Geiger is basically going to kind of use a half action to like slide down the neck to the base, like to get on the back, on the body.
Right.
And he's going to go for the spine, like right where the neck leaves the body. Because he wants to just, like, hit it in the head. It's not really working. He's like, maybe he can like break this thing's neck. It'll do just as well.
Alrighty. I'm gonna really need you guys to make these attack rolls. Yeah.
I'm frustrated. If I made an all-out attack, I would have made it. Now I'm mad at myself. That's all right.
Yeah, I hate myself for not doing that right now.
It's fine. We'll just wallow in our self-pity. That's okay. Thanks, Will.
I still would have missed. Never mind.
You guys are welcome. All right, so that is then Darcy's turn, and Darcy arrives at the side of the arena on Tigger, the giant spider.
I do.
Who's somewhere over here. Tigger's gotten this far. Yeah, with the high elf. Tigger is not particularly a great swimmer. That's the only downside.
Okay, Tigger. You don't need to swim. And she's gonna draw her bow, and she wants to aim straight for that Hydra. I imagine the eels can probably launch themselves pretty easily at us right here, but worth it to try and hit this Hydra while the heads are pointed elsewhere. And keep the high elf with me. Alright, fancy grounds. Close that sec, and open combat. Here we go. Da-da-da. No, that is not the sort of number we were looking for.
Oh my god.
I'd like to spend a fortune point to that again.
I'd like you to do that as well. Oh yes.
There we go.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Okay.
I had to like adjust my position on Tigger.
Yeah, I got to shift in the saddle a little bit.
Yeah.
Get the angle right. Oh, that's good.
9.
Okay, it takes a little bit of damage. You,
you
like
right.
push it in one of the heads. I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I think that sounds right though. I don't think I've ever used a bow in Warhammer.
It's my first time. It's very exciting.
It was all about bows.
What about
Valero was our bowman.
Yeah, bows are a +1.
Are you talking about for damage?
Damage.
Yes, I believe.
We'll say yes for now, and if it's not, I'll
put static damage. I think it's 4.
Yeah, I think it's 4. Now that I'm
static. D10 plus 4.
Okay.
Alright, so that goes up a little bit.
It like pings on one of its heads, and it kind of like screeches out in agony towards you. One of its heads turns towards you, Darcy, and it's its turn. So one of its heads is going to start moving first of all. Having had enough of this one combatant, it's going to move over towards you, and we'll move the two of you back onto it as well. and take a bite at you and Tigger with some of his heads. So the first one on you misses. Second one on you also misses. Now it has 3 attacks against Tigger, the giant spider. That is a hit. That is a miss. And that is also a miss. The one saving grace that this creature can't roll to attack for sure. So 1 hit on Tigger, the giant spider. I don't think he has a dodge blow.
He does not have dodge blow, but good news is he has 4 toughness, as well as 2 armor. So he's got 6 armor total and a whopping 25 hit. Well, jeez, this giant spider's no joke.
Holy.
Are you kidding?
That's over double my health pool.
Can Geiger die and let me be a giant spider?
Right?
If Geiger dies, I'm gonna be Tigger.
Like this
is my glory, right?
Yeah, it's a giant spider. Guess what, right? So yeah, it's pretty tough.
It takes 13 total from the 1 head. So minus a 6, I think that's 7 points of damage to Tigger the giant. So 7 out of 25. I guess you can track that one, Charlotte.
Yeah.
It's like crunches into its chitinous hide, and Tigger just as it's bitten by the giant Hydra, it's screeching down at it. Okay, pretty unsuccessful round for the Hydra, that's good, but we need that coupled with successful rounds for the party. So, Maharin, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
All right, I'm going for that all-out attack that I should have done last time, and this is the... So this will give me plus 20 to my roll with the Pentadent.
We should have Tigger to the initiative as well.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you want Tigger in the initiative, or is he not going to fight back?
Oh no, he would fight back. Let's have him to roll him initiative here, and we'll see if he goes.
Sorry, Jim.
That's all right.
Hold on to that.
We'll have him come in. We'll have him come in this round. But Maharin at the top, so that's okay.
Okay. So that was a 59 to hit. It's good, and then here we go. Nice. Come on. Oh, so close. That's going to be 11 plus whatever other anything else that the Pentadent does.
Yeah, we'll give that an extra 3 magical damage on the Pentadent.
Alright,
for a total
so that brings it up to 14.
So much math happening. Okay, beautiful. You trident it down into its head, or Pentadent down into its head rather, and it keeps like screeches and belches flame out from its mouth as it screeches.
Just screaming at the top of her lungs, just like.
They're getting closer, but can they still survive?
And I cannot dodge or parry because I went all out.
All right, Geiger.
Not to be outdone and bolstered by his compatriots, Gusto. He will take up the call to Kane and let it and hit a perfect harmony as he swings his brick down. So I'm an all-out attack as well.
I love it.
I'd like to point out that no statistic will save Pruitt from that level of bad.
There's nothing. There's nothing that's no. All right.
I have to know what did I do to deserve this 2019 I've gotten?
What is this, a cursed year? Okay, what did you roll for initiative on Tigger, Darcy?
Oh, I didn't. What was his agility bonus, Jim?
I believe it is 4.
Okay, cool, same as Darcy's.
No, sorry, 6.
Alright, so that plus 2, so that's a 13 for Tixie.
Yeah.
Tixie is the #1 in this party, along with Ives the spider.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, so actually, the spider Tigger would have gone just after Maharin. But that's okay, so we'll take its turn now. So I think it's 2 attacks.
Alright, he's got a nom on the Hydra's face. 38.
Its weapon skill is not very good. Its weapon skill is only 38.
That's alright. That's 1 hit. 1 hit for Tixie.
I like it.
I don't see anything that makes it do extra damage, although a target would have to make a toughness test or be paralyzed for D10 rounds. It looks like it just does strength bonus damage.
Right.
So,
What's the strength
D10
bonus?
plus 4.
I gotta see if it has any abilities which make it immune to poison. I'm not sure. Night vision scales, mighty strike blows, strike to injure, terrifying. Unstoppable blows, will of iron. Man, I don't even know what half these ones even mean, but I don't think so. Unless will of iron does something, I think.
That's more of a, I think, more for willpower. I think
so as well. Yeah. So I think
Can't be
it
frightened, I think.
may very well be paralyzed.
Or charmed or something.
Okay, so one hit for 9 damage, does a little bit, and I had to make a, what kind of save, sorry?
Just a toughness test.
Toughness test, alright, it's looking for 56, and just saved. Oh wait, no, 15? No, 51, yeah. No, not even 51, 50. Fuck, I can't do math, yeah. So it does save. It's not paralyzed. But nonetheless, a worthy effort.
There you go.
Alrighty, that takes us to.
And I imagine he's gonna rear, and Darcy and Elfboy are gonna have to hold on real tight. Because Tixie is an angry spider.
Certainly is. I think it's your turn now, Darcy.
Oh. No, Geiger goes before Darcy.
Back. Geiger rolled a 96 to attack, so.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, so I went
yeah,
out
I'm
of
just gonna...
I rewinded to do Tigger's turn, but yeah.
Okay, alright, so I'm just gonna reload my crossbow, which is longbow, which is a free action, and I'm gonna make my shot. I am gonna make my shot. Why didn't that light up? That was a 22. I rolled it on the thing and everything.
I believe you, I believe you.
Welcome to the club.
22. If you believe me, well, because it genuinely was, and I rolled it in the right place, so I don't know why it didn't appear.
Oh no,
none of my rolls are appearing. I just rolled damage and it didn't appear either.
Yeah, that's all. That's okay.
So you're locked up with me, so.
Okay,
if someone roll a d10 plus 3 for the longbow damage.
I can roll it if you like.
Yes, please.
Trust me.
It's not letting me do anything. But you roll better than any of us, so.
Not now. Unfortunately, that's 4 damage.
That's fine.
Sorry, that does nothing.
I imagine it just kind of skates across the top of the Hydra's scaly head.
I'll help you out. I'm gonna roll like shit now. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take his turn. He's not happy with Tigger. He's not happy with you. He's gonna launch in 2 attacks on Darcy, 3 on Tigger. First one is unfortunately a miss on a 45. Second one is a hit against you, Darcy.
Okay.
You got anything you can do against that?
Nope.
Good.
But I do have my protection from my talisman.
You do. You do take 10 points of damage from the Hydra's teeth as it slams in.
Where's that to? 81. That is to my right leg.
Right leg, yeah.
Bastard. I need that leg. So that's -5, which brings it down to 5. Minus another 1 from my talisman brings it down to 4. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, that's good. 3 other attacks are going in towards Tigger, seeing as he's being a real nuisance. A hit, a miss, and a hit. So 2 hits into Tigger for a total of 8 damage, followed by 13 damage.
That's 2 and
2 and 7.
Thank you, that's 9. Brings him down to 9 HP, or wounds. And I'm down to 3 because I still haven't healed from our arc times.
Oh man, it's round. It's round 13. We haven't done anything with this creature.
Not yet.
We haven't done anything with this creature in about 2 rounds. It feels like. Marin, it's your turn.
Go. I'm continuing the all-out attack. Yeah. All right, that's a hit. And let's see. Come on, Kane. Come on, Big Daddy. Nope, 9. Oh wait, yep, that's 9. I added in the 3 from last time.
Gonna do something.
I'll scratch him.
You are chipping away at this rate. We've only got to make 12 more attack rolls against it, and we'll be fine.
I'm so proud of us, guys.
You guys did so well.
Oh my god! Alright.
This is what happens when we're like, I don't know, there's a Colosseum, and I'm like, sure. And I'm like, oh, there's a monster in there. What's a good monster? A Hydra. No idea what the stats are on that. Let's look that one up. Oh shit! Alright, so...
Can the witch, by any chance, charm the eels to attack the Hydra? That would be a good contribution to the war effort.
The old eel charm. Well, it's Tigger's turn, so what will Tigger do?
Tigger is gonna just fight as hard as Pixie can. Mandibles are flailing.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Yeah, the poison's dripping. A second attack because I just rolled both.
Oh, damn! You could have got further away from your rolls.
There it is.
0, 0, 1, and then 99. Holy shit!
The
best of rolls. It was the worst of rolls.
There it is, Tiggs.
And we need that toughness to resist my poison. My poison.
Okay. Looking for 56. It saves. Once again, Tiggs's poison goes into it, and the Hydra just roars out. It's now bleeding from 100 tiny nicks and cuts that you guys have made to it. It's partially on fire, and it's Geiger's turn. It's looking pretty bad, Geiger. What do you want to do?
Rinse and repeat. He's going to all-out attack. He has lost all skill, knowledge of skill, and he's just literally taking this brick and just like hitting it into this Hydra's back.
It's that moment when Jerry knew.
Are you? Oh wait!
All-out attack.
I passed by 2. Holy shit!
Meant to be so pissed.
I was literally meant to rage quit. Oh, yay. 9 damage. Oh,
God. That is a wound.
I don't suppose this brick is impact, is it?
Well, no, the brick has got some magic to it, but you've already added that in, so that's, yeah. Alright, so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Geiger's turn. Darcy.
Darcy reloads her bow and takes a shot, which I just realized I'm shooting into melee, which sucks because it deducts 10 from my attack roll.
Well, it's a large monster as well, though, so I think that counteracts itself, right? It's a big thing.
No. I'm going to spend my last fortune point to reroll that, because I am over this.
Oh god, these rolls.
Oh my god! Not even my support kitty is helping right now.
This is not even funny. Everybody roll me agility for the flames.
Oh no!
Including
I have
Tigger.
literally anything useful? No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Tiggs was 40 odd.
40 odd,
based on his
No, Darcy.
Tiggs fell too.
Okay, so you take 4, which I believe ignores armor.
Okay. What if I have magical protection?
Or it's a damage 4 hit. Damn, what does that even mean in this game?
A D10 plus 4 to a random location.
Sweet. What I was going to go for was way better.
That's
Dims the rules.
Takes 5, and Tigger takes 13.
Does my talisman protect me from any of that? Because
I actually don't think it ignore. I don't think it does ignore armor then. If it doesn't say anything about that. It's just as damage 4 hits.
Okay. So Darcy's fine on a 5, and Tixie is Divine 2. How much was Tiggs's armor? 7?
6.
6.
Yeah,
She's
Tiggs
on
is
like
fine.
3 or 4 wounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, Will.
Awesome.
Something like that.
Architects, thank you for the donation, my friend. At this point, the announcer says, "These activities seems like another anonymous donator has wants this fight to be over now." And he gets his bow out and he chucks it towards Darcy. And Darcy, it is a Hydra bow, which has the chance to transform a projectile into up to 5 arrows made purely of fire, depending on the success rate of the attack. Ooh. Or one massive Hydra bear for the cost of health. Sweet. Alright, we'll get into that in a bit. So you have that, Darcy. The Hydra just went. It is round 14, ladies and gentlemen. All these guys are close to death. Maharin, it's your turn. You see the Hydra getting ready for another breath attack. What do you do?
All right, let's do it. We're gonna continue. I just hope I roll more than minimum damage. Here we go. All right, my all-out attack.
Yes,
it's gonna hit. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. No. We're back to the 1 damage again.
This creature away.
I know, right? This is the 3rd round in a row.
Death by 10,000 tiny cuts.
150,000.
But you know what this is because like tiny pinprick holes are gonna bleed slowly a lot. This is the king tactic.
First off, and the crowd. This is a great fight for the crowd. This has gone on. They're getting a lot for their money. They're getting a lot for their money.
Yeah, it's true. Thank you,
buck. Yeah.
All right, Tigger.
I'm done.
Let's see what we can do.
Attack 1.
There it is.
Yes.
There it is.
Attack 2.
Tiggs with the carry.
I don't think so.
It's a miss. It's 38. So that's...
I want the 8. Plus the save. Please paralyze this beast. We can't take the damage.
Succeeds every time. Oh wait, I thought you were on at 48. Oh, poor, thank God. It's paralyzed. Does that mean it can't move? Does that mean it can't attack? What does this mean in this game?
I think it's something like plus 30 for us to hit and can't do anything. Pro's got it, but it's for D10 rounds.
Sweet. Yeah, roll a D10.
Well, 5. I'll take it.
Nice. Oh my God. On round 19, it can go again. Let's try it, to be honest. It might still be alive. So it's not too concerned.
I've had combat going for 48 rounds once in Warhammer.
Wow.
That's a 4-8.
But you know what? Every time I roll in Warhammer, even with all the missing, I'm still so excited to see how that roll turns out. I'm never not excited.
All right, so that was the Tigger's turn. So Geiger.
Geiger with renewed gusto. He's all out attacking, just going to town.
Let's have it. Let's have it. Yes.
And that is a hit. Thankfully, I went all out.
Let's see that Kane's Fury.
Kane! Shit!
It's so close. It's so close.
10 damage.
Oh my God. Yep, it takes 2 wounds and it is close. It's just agonizingly it's paralyzed. It's close to death. It is Darcy's turn.
Darcy, like, old bow gets dropped because she hasn't got time to be faffing around putting away. New bow, just load it up with that arrow and fire away.
Alright, so you can see... Oh yeah, you got to make the attack roll first, and depending on how successful it is, let's see if it gets 2 degrees of success, you can use its special...
So that'll be 4 degrees of success, William. 4 for me.
So it transforms these... In fact, we'll say for every degree of success, you can transform at least 1 arrow, rather. 1 degree of success equals 1 arrow into fire, which does an extra +2 damage for every flaming arrow. Yeah.
So, firing away with my flaming arrow, I guess.
Yeah. So +2... Oh,
so close!
That might actually do it. So +2 onto that.
Let's jump to that, yeah. Wait.
Darcy, how do you kill a Hydra?
So this arrow transforms into fire as it just like pings out and she kill steals from Geiger and the witch. And I imagine it hits where all the necks are breaking off and explodes in this flower of fire that woofs up as if the Hydra is covered in oil and just starts devouring its heads.
The beast with a great...
And it can't move because it's paralyzed.
Yeah, paralyzed and dead. Its head sort of begin to limp, even as the poison courses round its huge body. And there's this gigantic roar from the crowd as victory has been achieved for Kane, and they begin to chant, Kane, Kane, Kane! And the announcer screams out in adulation, somehow they managed to survive! Victors, please! And the great doors at the north here are open wide, and please, take your spoils of victory and meet your patron.
This is why we have to pay reparations for breaking the Hydra.
Right.
So does all the when they open the doors, do like all the blood start draining out of the arena?
Yeah, there's like they've got like pits which are like now opening up, and the blood drains down to a sufficient level where you can now step out.
Yeah, Geiger will just kind of. Yeah, Geiger will just kind of walk down the back of the Hydra, down its tail, just kind of waving to the crowd, waving the brick. That's covered and splattered in blood because he was doing a lot of damage to this Hydra.
Darcy would like to start chanting, Geiger, Geiger, and trying to get the crowd to pick it up because she knows she got put up with him for the rest of the journey, and we will live through this. So that's what Darcy would like to do.
He shoots daggers, of a dagger of a stare at Darcy for doing that. Oh wait, you're that way. Oh.
I learned it all in the art of war and killing. And what was the book title again?
The Art of War. That's my greatest rivals book. Oh god. It's the worst day.
Darcy's gonna actually stoop down.
I know it's quite good.
I'd like to stoop down and try and patch up Tigger a little bit, like wrap a little bandage around his leg and patch him up. So I'm gonna make a heal check on Tigger. How hard can it be, right? It's a spider.
Sure.
Yay!
Tigger is healed. Really, Tigger was to carry that fight, I feel. You really got some good damage there. Oh my god. The tank's pretty good as well.
Oh yeah,
heals for one.
We got Ives as well. Yeah, 2 of them.
You got Ives, yeah. If Ives were here,
he's unscathed.
Yeah.
That was great.
My mount did much better at the end of that fight than yours. So.
I was a fighting mount. I tried to buy one, but they wouldn't sell it to me.
Try to
so
buy
at
what?
this point, as you guys are hugging with one another, with the spider going through you come through out of the bloodworks and into the sort of winners area, which is still below the stadium itself. And the announcer is there with a bunch of other bodyguards and gladiators. The other guy died somewhere. He said, come,
We could just
come.
trample him on the way out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Come take your spoils and also meet the one who decided to gift you with these weapons to survive the fight. You're most lucky.
Indeed. Oh, sorry, but anonymous benefactor.
Yes.
I've never
Let us know
held
what
a
name
bull
to
for
praise.
fight.
Swings round and like great chests of gold are brought out too as well. They're being brought out by slaves and servants and being
around
laid
and
at your
fat him.
feet. He kind of lays out one hand, and you recognize Sivin Fellhand stepping out from the back entrance area with a couple of the Black Guard walking in tow with him. tall, haughty, arrogant, and nonetheless beautiful, Sivin steps out. Congratulations are in order.
Thank you.
Thank you. Geiger tries to change his voice a little bit under this unfamiliar helm.
And of course, Maharin, you don't recognize this fellow, but he looks opulent and rich.
Well, I mean, I recognize the blackguard, though, right?
Correct, you recognize the blackguard and Acheron. But maybe you recognize the last name, Fellhand.
Maharin,
yeah.
Sivin Belgard. The great house of Fellhand.
Fellhand,
And
yeah.
she hands
So
Sivin
good
a
at names.
blood-covered hand to take. You know.
Yeah, he'd will kiss it. Always a pleasure to be one of the brides.
Thank you.
How long have you been traveling with my friends here?
Oh, we just met today. It's quite serendipitous, actually. But I convinced them to try out some of the local flavor.
I decided to make certain that they survive this fight, seeing as they have some of my property.
Oh. The intrigue that was mentioned earlier. And she just is like...
She's loving the tea. She's watching
Tuning in for your stories.
Watching the group chat get lit right now, but just like watching your friend get roasted in the group chat.
Why, yes, Sivin, we've been looking after this. And Darcy glances over her shoulder. She's speaking in like the most affluent high dark elf, whatever she can. Like her best bougie bitch.
I'm sure you were intending to bring it back to me as soon as possible, but nonetheless, a small detour here in the arena, I must forgive you that, of course. But now the time has come to hand over the elf to me.
Darcy looks at Geiger.
And Geiger's sitting there, his face is like bitten, like there are teeth marks in the helm on his head and blood trickling out from underneath. Of course! I mean, it's what we were doing. It's what you hired us to do, right?
Well, no. What he hired us to do was stop the Black Ark from docking, which I rather hope it did. We extended that service in procuring the most valuable thing on the ship and keeping it safe, far away from the city where obviously it would be found.
So you see, a little birdie told me something else. And he brings out... He brings out a little finger and you see Ives being pulled out by a couple of guards. He's been beaten up.
I'm gonna kick the crap out of him later.
You traitor. He's obviously been coerced. How could you? We were brood brothers.
I have ways of making people speak, as I'm sure you're aware of, Mr. Grimehart. Told me that there were plans to take this to someone else. I'm sure she would have been very pleased to have this gift, but I'm afraid that I can't let her have it. So, the Witch King has given me clear instructions to bring this one back to him. Now, are you going to hand him over to us? Or are we going to have to do this the hard way?
Oh, well. But by all means.
A couple of guardsmen go over and grab Fella High off and punch him a couple of times, knock him out, and begin to drag him out. And
Darcy hates every moment of this.
Sivin's definitely enjoying it. You've been most useful to me. Thank you for following my instructions. I know that there was a reward in place, was there not? What was it I promised you?
I don't even remember at this point.
It was like favor, like you wanted to be in his house, right?
Yeah, we want to be in the house.
Right now, I still have that Hydra bow in my hand, right? I didn't have time to put that shit away.
Yeah, you've got weapons on you for sure.
Yeah, Darcy's gonna load that with a free action and shoot 7.
Okay, before you
can't
do
take
that, I'll repeat to you that there are some Blackguard of Nagaron side by side of fire.
She's on Tigsy! We're gonna flee right after I shoot.
How many Blackguard are there?
There are 2 Blackguard of Nagaron, but, you know, for reputation-wise, they need like half a Blackguard of Nagaron to kill a town. So,
I don't really like it. I already know.
You can shoot me.
Okay.
Yeah, she just can't. She just cannot let this happen. This is destroying her plan. She had visions.
Yeah, he was just in the middle of saying basically like, what was it I promised you? Yes, favor of the house. I'm afraid I lied. I have no intention of giving you that.
I can't stand liars.
Wait. Is there any way I just need to get like plus 12 to hit him?
No.
I mean, I think an aim action will get you a plus 10%, but...
So the arrow just like flies over his shoulder. He doesn't move and is like, I'll give you that one. Try me again, and you will all be executed.
I want to reload and shoot him. He said I could try again. It's
All
worth it. I don't care.
Let's have a reload attack. What's Maharin doing at this point, by the way? You're watching Darcy commit suicide. Oh, you're muted, Joe.
You're muted. Your voice has been... Kane has taken your voice.
The first exchange, Marin's just like, wow, oh my goodness, what a delicious little bit here. And then when the bow comes out, she's genuinely like, really, she's about to shoot this elf noble? And at this point, if it's just like Darcy trying to make a getaway, Mahara's not doing anything. If a general melee breaks out, she might get excited and join in. We'll see.
Okay. Darcy, make the next attack roll.
Alright. Darcy, daughter of House Shade, whatever I'm called. Arrow. Please, Darcy, why?
The Blackguard move in to take you. Is anything you would like to do at this point? You got a half action seeing as you shot him now. You got a half action to move if you wanted to try and escape on the back of the giant spider.
Yeah, she's gonna try to escape on Tiggs.
Okay, you start running back on Tiggs. Geiger, they don't appear to be attacking you yet. What are you doing?
Oh, man, this is the hardest decision Geiger's ever had to make. He really hates Sivan, and he really only has 4 wounds left, and he's really a coward at heart. I mean, let's face it, that's Geiger. But I'll have to say, Darcy has touched him in a way that he hasn't been touched in a while, metaphorically speaking. And this moment, I think that Geiger would get caught up in it, and he'd throw the brick right at Sivan.
This is how Warhammer campaign ended 2 sessions early.
And maybe try to give her a chance to get away, and he's like looking around for his spider mount,
which is, I think, outside still.
Yeah, I didn't bring it with me. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
There's room on the back of mine though. They took the hostage.
A move action away, so you'd have to run a catch up.
Okay.
Meaning that if you wanted to throw the brick, you probably couldn't get to Darcy. You'd have to sprint over towards her. As you shoot again, Sivan's like, unwise.
I really want to miss another attack roll, though. One more.
Just one more.
Just need one more, baby. Just one more taste. Fuck it. Who cares? Yeah, I throw the brick. Yep, there it is. And he like catches the brick as he's running, but he's not going to catch up to
these 2 fucking clowns.
Just say the Hydra can't hit a high altitude there.
He's standing still 15 feet in front of you or so. You throw a brick, it misses. You shoot at him twice, and it misses. Yes, it moved an inch. Geiger and Darcy run, and Sivin doesn't even see fit to lend pursuit. And he sort of holds up a hand to the other blackguard. It's not worth it. They'll find their own deaths very shortly. Or perhaps we'll send them a little welcome gift. Maharin, while you're there, you watch Darcy and Geiger. It's actually embarrassing for you. Like these are, there's like so little blood being shed and so much attempt. It's not cool. And the two of them are just running off on a giant spider.
Was this a game? Did I miss? Was there a game that was? I didn't. I'm sorry if I interrupted anything.
No, it's fine. These two are incompetent at the best of times. I mean, they barely survived. I had to give them magical items.
Oh yes. Well, the penitent. She'll hand it back to him. Take it back, and well, I think she's gonna try. She's gonna let that hang for a second as she just kind of like stares around the victor's room. She's never been in here before, and she's actually gonna sit down and be like, "There was a reward promised for the Hydra. Yes."
Sivin's like, so tell me. And he sort of like turns on you, realizing that you're here. So tell me, where was it they planned to go?
I believe they were making for Grunt. Something about her imminence there. Morath.
Yes. Tell me of your allegiance to these two incompetent fools.
It's a minimal at best. I know Geiger. He's an initiate, yes, but I haven't heard this book that he was mentioning.
Very cool.
As for the surgeon, I barely spoke to her.
What if I were to pay you to travel alongside an assassin to hunt these two down and kill them for me?
Of course.
Excellent. Then the reward for the Hydra shall be yours, and much more once you bring me their heads.
Certainly. Where shall I find them?
Nagarond. I'll be taking this one with me. He motions to the high elf.
Oh. Well,
the Witch King needs him.
Oh. Well, there's something wrong with his feet. And she'll get up and she's, got her robe back on. Right. If there's something to drink, she'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. To get this drink, you see slipping out of the shadows a Canaanite assassin, sort of death mask on, long hood and cowl up, and he speaks to you and says, "Our quarry awaits us, Marin. Let us find them. My acolyte was slaughtered by them. Vengeance will be ours."
I look forward to it. And she draws her hood up and goes after them.
Yeah, the two of them set off in pursuit after Darcy and Geiger, who are fleeing on a giant spider to somewhere. And
pick up the second one on our way through.
At that point, as you guys are rushing out of the Colosseum, that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Spite of the Witch King. As, man, you guys were betrayed. Feels bad, man. Never expect betrayal. It's the last thing you'd expect in this game. So, feels pretty bad. But, man, Macarin was fucking awesome. That was awesome to have an NPC with the party who's now after the party next week.
Sure, yeah. I'll cook up another something for next week and see. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe Golazal will make a return at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Love it. Couldn't love it anymore. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed tonight's session, please do let us know. If you're watching now on YouTube, thank you so much. You can like the video, you can subscribe, you can come watch us live every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern. We've got 2 more episodes of Spy of the Witch King before we get to a little finale here. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where this journey will take us. Seems like Grund might be the only place for Darcy and Geiger to seek any kind of shelter now from the Witch King and his minions. So we'll see where they run to next week. I love how this episode turned into what it was. I thought, oh, they're going to get to Grund today, and I prepped all the stuff for them getting to Grund. Nope, Coliseum, Hydra combat. Loved it. Can't love it anymore. So, man, next up here on the channel, in a few minutes' time, we have a new Tales from the Loop show called Little Busters. If you haven't watched it, you're going to love it. So stick around for this amazing cast and crew playing with us here in Canon Roleplay. Starts in a couple of minutes' time, but let's go round the cast and the crew now. Did we enjoy ourselves, first of all, and where can we find you guys online? Jim, first of all, how was that tonight for you?
It's great. Sometimes you get that kind of fight in Warhammer, right? Like, there's just fucking 8 points, and everybody's doing minimum damage, but it still goes fast. It's still sort of tense, and I think it'll still make a good fight. I'm loving it because, like I said last week, the Dark Elves are favorite of mine because they're just so over the top wicked and stereotypically mustache twirling evil. So loving that, and the rotating cast of characters here. So you guys can find us over on WebDM's YouTube channel, where we make Dungeons and Dragons and RPG advice and inspiration videos, as well as our Twitch channel, where we play some games and hang out, including one right after this, some Invisible Sun.
Awesome. And Charlie.
Hello.
Actually, I'll be right back, but Karen.
All right. Bye then. Yeah, I'm Charlie at Frost on Fire. I'm here on Mondays playing Inquisitor, which is a 40k Warhammer, which is fun. We use the Mutants Mastermind systems. I'm here on Wednesday doing whatever the hell this is. I actually really like this game. This is so much fun. And I have a mount that survived the fight, which is the main thing. Long live Tigsy. And on Sundays, I actually am over on the WebDM channel, DMing a game called Lost Girls, which is run using Cypher System. It's all about vampires in the 80s. It has an amazing cast. It's a lot of fun. So come check that out. Prue, what about you?
Hey everyone, I'm Pruitt, and the wine has no more taste anymore. As I sit here with my therapy cat Monk and contemplate my metaphysical existence in these games that we play, I'm reminded that it's all random chance and you never know, and next week it could be a whole different thing, and that's why we play this, because sometimes you just have a crap day. So never forget that, kids. I'm Pruitt. I'm one half of the other half of WebDM. We got our games on Twitch. Also, wanted to point out you should be back here on Friday, 4 o'clock. Ow. This monk tries to rip my earbuds out. But at 4 Central here on Encounter Roleplay is Octung Cthulhu, Modifius's 2D20 Cthulhu system. It's pretty fucking awesome. We're about to have a big old gun battle inside a fairground, I believe. So I can't wait for that on Friday. And then starting this Sunday, I believe at 4 Central or 4 Eastern, I can't remember, but on Tales from the Grim, on the formerly known as Grimjack21502 Twitch channel, it is Highlander, If on a Winter's Night, a Cypher System Highlander game. We're doing our Session 0 this coming Sunday, so have a look out for that, and, see if you want to come by and see it. Anyway, we'll see you next week.
Was tonight that could be early nat ones and fails? Is that what we're learning tonight?
I guess so. If you want to rub salt in the wound, Charlie, sure.
I missed twice. I'm there with you.
It was not an easy session for any of us.
No.
For any of you guys.
I'm not sure that session at all. Did you well?
Yeah, no, I had a pretty good time. I'm not gonna lie. That was a lot of fun. But hey, I want like a montage of photos of Pruitt at the beginning of the session to Pruitt at the end of the session with these roles. Just gets so fucking stressful. but oh, how I love it. Hey, we're going to head into our next show here, Tales from the Loop. Until next time, my friends, try not to roll too many nat ones. We want to be there laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.